This is Kelso Sturgeon. Welcome to another session of my College of Advanced Football Handicapping. This report covers today through Friday night. We'll be back here on Saturday morning with a full report on Saturday college football. Back on Sunday morning with a report on the NFL and its first big Sunday of the season. You know, I'd like to get the bad news out of the way to start with. I got off to a terrible start in college football, and most of you already know that. I won't repeat that week, I can promise you that. You say, how do you know? Well, listen, I lost games that I should have won, but I don't make alibis and I don't make excuses. But one thing I do, I know what I'm doing, I do the right thing over and over again, and the bottom line is always there. It's always on the profit side, and I intend to turn it right back around and go that direction this week. You know, I just want to speak briefly about one of the games that I released. You know, I released my 100-unit college kickoff blowout game of the year, Oregon minus the 38 over Arkansas State, and I lost that game for the first time ever, and I just it was frustrating. Oregon opened up a 50-10 lead at the halftime, on their way to scoring between 80 and 90 points if they played their reserves late. And for the first time ever, Oregon coach Chip Kelly decided that he would, it was such an embarrassing game that he would rest his starters the entire second half and just run various players in and out, use the second unit, the third unit, the fourth unit, etc. And in the end, Arkansas State outscored Oregon 24-7 in the second half and got the cover. It was a loser. There's nothing I can do about it. The man has never pulled his regulars before. He's a guy who just kept the pedal to the metal all of his career, but for some reason on Saturday night he decided to call off the Dogs. Just one of those things. No alibi, no excuses. I did the right thing and I got beat, and I apologize for that. The National Football League kicks off its season tonight. The Dallas Cowboys at the New York Giants. The Giants are 5-1 in the last 6 games against the Cowboys. Won both games last year in Dallas and at the Meadowlands. This game, a little money is shown for Dallas in this game. The number has dropped from the New York Giants -4 to -3.5. Might go down even a little bit more. This is a fierce rivalry. There's no question about it. And I'm sure that Dallas cannot forget the butt kicking that New York hung on them in the last game of last season. An absolute embarrassing blowout game. I'm releasing this game tonight as a 10-unit play. It's available on this website or toll-free at 1-800-755-2255 for just $15 charged to your major credit card. Kick off the NFL regular season with me tonight. Just $15, a 10-unit play on the Cowboys-Giants game. You know, keep in mind that you can still get the entire college and NFL season, my Best Bets Club, for just $199 for the entire season. It includes tonight's game, it includes Thursday night's game, it includes Friday night's game. And just let me run through what you get for the $199. An average of 3 best bet in the colleges each week, an average of 3 best bets in the NFL every week, most Monday night games, most weeknight games, my 200-unit college football game of the year, my 200-unit NFL game of the year, and on it goes with 150-unit plays, a $2,300 value, just $199. Sign up today on this website or call me at toll-free 1-800-755-2255. Just $199 for the entire season. All major credit cards are accepted. Now, just a quick note about both the Thursday and Friday night games. On Thursday night, we have Pittsburgh at Cincinnati. Cincinnati is a 4-point favorite. Pittsburgh opened the season with a 31-17 loss to 1AA Youngstown State, but played without 6 of its starters. They'll be back for the Cincinnati game. Cincinnati, very strong in its opening game. This will be its first game. 12-1 straight up, 8-4-1 against the number in its last 13 opening games. On Friday night, a game being played for the 110th time. Utah at Utah State. Utah is a very mild 7.5-point favorite. That tells you that Utah State might be a good football team this season. Now, that also is a 25-unit play. Now, what I've done with these two games, both 25-unit plays on Thursday and Friday night, I've packaged them together. You can get both of them for just $25, or you can get them as part of your $190 season football package. Now, I've had quite a revision to my top 25. I seldom revise the top 25 after just 1 week of the season, but I watched so many games I was dizzy, and I saw a lot of things that I didn't like and a lot of things that I did. First of all, I moved Alabama back to the number 1 spot. This team is on its way to winning its 3rd national championship in the last 4 years. What they did to Michigan should be against the law, but Michigan, as most Big Ten teams do when the heat is on, they just melt and lay down. Alabama absolutely destroyed the 8th ranked team in the country. They're now number 1. I had to move Oregon into the 2nd spot because Oregon is absolutely awesome on offense. They are so fast and so quick. They're going to score a lot of points on anybody, and they're better than USC. I thought USC was the best team in the country. I don't think USC can stay within a touchdown of Oregon on its best night. Florida State in the 3rd spot, USC in the 4th spot, LSU in the 5th spot. Now, Boise State moves into my top 25. They were not ranked last week as in the number 14 spot. They played an outstanding game against Michigan State and probably should have won the game. They didn't, but they showed me that they really belong among the nation's elite. Has nothing to do with how well they've done in the past. Here's a team that lost 16 starters off of last year's team. They came back and took Michigan State, a very good Michigan State team, right to the money. So Boise State is in at 14. Purdue is in the 19th spot. You know, I like a lot of things I saw about Purdue. This is a very good football team, and they just might give Notre Dame a lot of trouble on Saturday. Now, you know, I do a lot of different things when I handicap. The first thing I do is I run through the schedule, and I write down teams that my intuition says, well, this might be a nice play. Now, I don't always use them, but my first impression is very important to me because many times it's right. I wrote down the names of teams in 7 games that the first time I looked at the schedule, they jumped out and said, you need to bet on me. I'm not telling you that I'm going to use any of them in a service. I'm not telling you I'm going to bet on any of them personally, but here are 7 plays that I wrote down as possibilities. My first run through the schedule: Virginia minus the 10 at Penn State, Central Florida plus the 17.5 at Ohio State, Purdue plus the 14.5 at Notre Dame, Temple minus the 10 over Maryland, Louisiana Tech minus the 3.5 over Houston, Nebraska minus the 5 over UCLA, San Diego State minus the 4.5 over Army. You know, once again, my intuition, my first impression was that these teams are good plays. I hope you wrote them down. I may use them, I may not use them. I don't know. I haven't put them through the process yet, but my intuition and my first impression said these teams just might be live plays. Now, I want to speak just briefly about baseball before we close all this out. You know, I'm having a baseball season like I've never had before. I win 50 and 100 unit plays right and left. My best bet club is absolutely destroying the world. And I'm doing it by doing just one thing. And make a note of this because it's very, very important. I am taking nothing but power baseball teams against powerless baseball teams. And I'm absolutely just building up a bankroll that the likes of which even I've never seen. You can beat baseball, and keep in mind you can get the entire baseball season. The Best Bets Club plays with your membership in any of my football clubs. So I mean, you can win free, win every night there's no football. Play baseball. You know, there's a couple of things that come to mind here, and I thought were very interesting. You know, the Boston Red Sox and was the favorite, the 6-1 favorite to win the American League pennant. They're now 10,000 to 1. The Philadelphia Phillies were the 4-1 favorite to win the World Series. They are now 300 to 1. So we have the 2 favorites to win from each league to win the World Series. The Boston Red Sox and the Philadelphia Phillies out and off the board. Right now, the favorite in the National League is Washington. I happen to prefer the Cincinnati Reds. The favorite in the in the American League remains the Texas Rangers at 5-1. There's a couple of thoughts about baseball. You know, if you keep betting on the New York Yankees, which a lot of people do, you're in for a hard time. I believe the Yankees, believe it or not, are 6-11 in the last 17 games, and they're just not there. I don't know what's wrong. Don't even pretend to know what's wrong, but be very wary. It's very interesting too that in the last two games that the Yankees sent out the pitchers that were minus 250. That's C.C. Sabathia and David Phelps. Both of them lost at minus 250 to 1. This is not a good team to be betting on right now, period. Now, last but not least, just keep in mind that all of my football selections, all of my baseball selections are available on this site and toll free at 1-800-755-2255. Also make a note, I'll be back here on Saturday morning with the Saturday Report. Back on Sunday with the Sunday Report. And don't forget, I intend to win every day. I accept all major credit cards. Get on board and win with me. The price is right.